This episode is brought to you by Tabletop Dominion. If the antics of the circus have given you the desire to roll some dice of your own, head to tabletopdominion.com and use the code DESIRE10. Stop off training a weasel who knows how to ride without even falling off. Gonna sell the rest of them, save just one for Vin. He's just sort of on top, he's not really riding it. If you're Vinny, let's do it. Ride it, the pony, the saddle's waiting. Come on, jump on it. If you're Vinny, let's do it. Ride it, the pony, the saddle's waiting. Come on, jump on it. It seems Quinch has made quite a name with fans all over Faerun. Quite why we do not understand it is most inopportune. Spare horses sold to a grateful buyer. My purse is getting heavy in dice and desire.
Somewhere, somewhen, we find ourselves in a smoky room. Dozens of people sat around the stage as the compere walks off to a warm round of applause. The clapping increases in intensity as the main act walks on stage, a moustached human with a bedazzled gown and a fancy set of clothes. Over the course of the next hour, the crowd is amazed at the tricks they see before their eyes, going through the exact emotions the magician had planned. Whether it's applause, laughter, gasping, or in one case, fainting, the crowd play into his hands exactly as he has foreseen. Common folk are so predictable. His mind drifts, but luckily he has performed this set so many times he can practically do it while sleeping. This is his life now. He's been doing this for several years, and while this was what he wanted, to be important, to pay the bills, and what hefty bills he has, somehow his heart is no longer in it. He is simply going through the motions, doing the same tricks night after night, all across the country. It wasn't always like this. He used to have a passion for entertainment. He would thrive on the attention he was given by his audience. But it all changed overnight, and he knows who is to blame. The man who has somehow ruined his life for a second time. Seeing that face again, and not being able to cave it in, or choke him, disintegrate him, do any number of painful things, has left him feeling empty. Like he has unresolved business, like nothing else will satisfy him. Hopefully one day he will get to see that man meet his end. Hopefully one day. He refocuses just in time for the finale, a trick which involves two audience members on stage, arranging for them to switch places. A young man and an older woman are brought up and placed in separate boxes. Their excitement is as disgusting to him as the alcohol stench on their breath. But they paid for a show, and that is what he will give them. The boxes close, the assistants start spinning them while the magician is giving his speech to the crowd, explaining how we are all made of matter. The same matter. It's simply a question of asking that matter to rearrange itself. He starts waving his hands, speaking magic incantations, and stops. Suddenly. A smirk appears on his face as he looks off into the distance, lost in his own world. He turns to the crowd, apologises for the abrupt end to tonight's show, and promises they will all get refunds. Then, with a whip of his hands, he disappears in an instant. The room is silent. The people, shell-shocked and mesmerised in equal measure. One person claps slowly, then another, until the entire room is thunderously applauding, thinking this is part of the act. But this is stopped by a scream from the stage. One of the assistants has opened the box and seen the trick was unfinished. The trick did not go to plan. And now we're somewhere else. A half-orc, a half-elf, a human, a gnome, and a dragonborn half-human approach Everlund with their 6 horses, goat, and a weasel. As you approach Everlund, one of the first things that you notice is that, although this is sort of late afternoon, early evening, one of the first things you seem to notice is that there are 2 queues, if you will, 2 lines headed in through the gate. The shorter one is full of carts and caravans, big chunky vehicles. The longer queue, however, is pedestrians, if you will, people on foot and or horseback, both of them leading into the city. You see a few people coming out of the city, but mainly it's going in. You take your place and wait to go in. Is there anything you want to do while you're in the queue?
How far away is this group with this half elf and the goat in, or whatever it was, from us? How far? No, that's obvious.
It's weirdly they're just behind you.
How long's this queue?
Bootleg.
Oh, I mean it's not super long. There's probably about 5 people between you and the front.
Oh, right.
And it's moving fairly quickly.
Oh,
Stuart, you be Philip Schofield, I'll be Holly Willoughby, and we'll just barge right to the front. Oh, that'll be topical in like 8 months' time, won't it?
Any reason you took Holly? You think you're...
I mean, well, yeah, come on. I know it's a podcast, but you can tell from my voice how fucking sexy I am.
Wow, you're saying that Stuart isn't sexy? Awful.
Is Stuart nor Phil not sexy?
Well, Phil's objectively unsexy, isn't he? Because he's. I mean,
objectively,
he
because he hosts this morning.
he's very much comment redacted, isn't he?
I don't know what that means, mate.
Should we just move on?
Don't know what any of this is.
I mean, they're both massively unattractive because they jump to queue, which is by definition un-British. So,
I don't think un-British is unattractive to Luke.
Fair enough. You got me there. I can't argue against that.
Right, so you're in the queue. It starts moving.
How long have we been in the queue?
Oh, I mean, at this point, you've literally just joined it. There's a few people. Actually, well, no, that's a lie. By the time you get to about 5 people, you've been in there maybe half an hour, something like that.
Dweezil, how much longer do we have to wait?
Quinch pulls out his Disney Magic Band Plus and sees if he can book a lightning lane. No.
Back to my earlier question.
Not long now, Krill.
It's been forever.
Well, if you're willing to ride on your own, we wouldn't be in this problem, would we? But you have to go in a group.
The queue starts moving, keeps moving, you see people, and now the closer you get, you actually see that what's holding it up is that there's 1 or 2 guards at the front by the gate, and they're essentially talking to everyone coming into the city one by one.
Sounds promising.
Yep.
Here we go.
Yep. We always love a bit of a guard interaction.
Yep.
You start hearing, in fact, after Krill says that, you actually start hearing some other mutterings from behind you from people that have joined the queue even after you, and you hear a couple and they're arguing about the fact that they didn't leave earlier, that they could get here and things like that.
Quinch notices the guards in front of him and holds his blue gem, which is Arctic Storm, holds it up to his mouth and just sparks it with his nail just into his open mouth. Just does a bit of a breath test.
Sorry, what?
It's a guard, isn't it? He's checking his breath.
You've just
sorry, are you using it as like a chewing gum?
Yeah, air freshener. It's called Arctic Storm. You're not going to tell me there's not a chewing gum out there called not called Arctic Storm.
Christ. Q keeps moving and moving. Eventually you get to the front and you see these very official-looking guards, very straight-faced. Where Bobby and Ray back in Yata are quite friendly-looking, these guys look business owner. These are the guys. These are the guys that work at the airport, checking passports. They are not in for any shenanigans. They are there for a long time, not a good time.
They're getting shenanigans.
Who's leading the way on this one? Who's up front?
Yeah, good point. Who is up front?
One would assume Dweezil.
Yeah.
Are we all hiding behind him?
As we sort of stepped forward, I've given like not a shove, but just a little pushing Dweezil towards him to represent us. Just
Go on, buddy.
Can I have a strength check, please? As you punch Dweezil in the back of the head.
do you want a strength check? Or...
No, I'm kidding.
yeah, it's just a gentle sort of.
Go on, mate. Do it.
Do it.
Good evening there, sir.
Oh, nice to see you.
I've decided it's canon. That's the guard voice now.
Do you know it canon?
So,
Part of the training.
Yeah. Good evening there, sir.
Evening.
Are you? What's bringing you to the wonderful city of Everlund this evening? Business, pleasure, or other?
Bit of both. Travelling through. On our way to some other places, but we're hoping to meet a business associate while we're here.
Could I have the name of the business associate you were looking to meet?
You can.
Is he a resident?
Yeah, I believe so. His name's Nathaniel.
Nathaniel, very interesting. Yes, down at the Danavar's house.
The Danavar's house. Yeah, so we're good. We're hoping to pay him a visit. But other than that, we're really just passing through. Looking forward to. We've heard lots of good things about Everlund. Fantastic restaurants. We've heard nightlife is a thing to behold. And just.
Lovely. Before I let you enter, may I ask you, are you or any of your party members or affiliated with the Lord's Alliance, the Harpers, the Emerald Enclave, Centarum, Order of the Gauntlet, or any other official factions, known or unknown, that wish to impose their ideals on the larger society?
Nope.
Can I have a deception check, please?
That is a 16.
Yeah. That's thank you very much, sir. And you wouldn't be lying to a guard at all, would you?
Absolutely not.
Quinch
Excellent,
tries
sir.
desperately not to fart.
Can I have a deception check, please?
Famous sign of lying.
Or a performance that you're trying to... Are you hiding the fact that you need a fart, or...?
No, I'm just trying to hold in a fart because lying makes me nervous.
Especially around guards, which you
Being
got.
nervous makes me fart, apparently. What do you want?
Anything. Just roll anything.
I'll do
Animal handling
athletics.
if it helps.
Animal handling's better. Just, if it's my choice, I'll have my strongest one. Here we go. Oh, 17.
Yeah, you managed to hold the fart in. Well done. Well done. But you do it athletically, so it looks like you're going for a run or something on the spot.
Fair.
We're back, boys. We are back. Right. Well, thank you, good sir. Is there anything else I can help you with before you enter Everlund?
How do we get to the Danavar's whatever it's called?
Danavar's house.
That's the one.
You can find that in the residential quarter. That is off to the east of the town.
Awesome. And is Danavar's house a boarding house?
He has some rooms, yes.
What if you were to recommend a place to stay in Everlund overnight? Where would you recommend? If you were, are you? Sorry, I didn't get your name.
It is Gus.
Gus, are you married, Gus?
I am not, sir.
Are you in a relationship?
Not, sir. No.
Ask his full name. Come on, there's something more to Gus.
Do you have family, Gus?
We all have family, sir.
Do you have family that you're in touch with in Everlund?
A mother and a father.
Your mother and father. If it was, for example,
What are their names?
if it was your mother and father's wedding anniversary, and you wanted to book them an evening in a fine establishment, as a treat, where would you book for them?
The Danavar's house will be perfectly suitable for my mother and father. You'll see when you get there.
Is it like an old people's?
Get there and they've got the bingo on.
Ooh, I love a bit of bingo.
There is a Toby Carvery attached to it, sir.
Hopefully not one with a brewer's fair or whatever they're called.
No, the Denver's house is perfectly suitable place for anyone to stay in Everlund. You do have the alternatives of the Dreaming Dragon and the Everlund Arms, but I think if you're already heading to the Danavar's house, that seems a very suitable place for you to stay.
How big is Everlund? Is it like a city, or is it just a small town?
So if you go to Roll20, I will put you on the map. I was going to wait until you got actually inside the walls, but I'll do it now so you can see. Everlund is, it's quite big. You're looking at pretty much Yartar. Hang on a second. You're looking at sort of Yartar levels.
Ooh.
Very similar layout to Yartar, in fact.
River through the middle.
Yeah, river. They love it.
Very
it's almost like they built these. Yeah, it is.
Same time.
We're approaching from that northwestern gate, are we?
You are going from gate number 3.
That would be great if the gates were numbered on the map, Nathan.
Oh, you can't see the numbers. Excellent.
No.
That must be a GM thing. So this one down the bottom here.
Okay. The anus of Everlund.
Yes, and actually, as you're doing that, you can actually see that there's a sign. Well, not a sign, but there's the thing on it that says Copper Gate.
Oh, wow.
Is that a sexual term?
Well, Stuart's just called it the anus, and you called it Coppergate.
May as well call it the Rusty Gate.
The bronze boardwalk.
I mean, he's let you. You've done everything he's asked of you, and he's asking you. You know, if you want to carry on, then you can carry on talking.
Where about on the map is the Danavar's house? So,
Could you perhaps give us directions to where we can find Danavar's house?
So he did say it was off to the east. So this is all the residential quarters over this side here.
Okay, so this side of the river. Nice.
Cool. Should we make our way in?
Yeah.
Yeah. You go?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's not hold the queue up any longer.
Yeah. So you, and as you say that, you hear a bit of a sort of a like a noise from behind you, as the sort of like annoyed that you've been holding them up this whole time, taking in the sun.
Who tutted?
Are you saying is Dweezil saying that, or are you saying that?
Stuart's asking that.
There's a couple behind you, sort of middle-aged
couple of middle-aged women.
No. One male, one female.
As we go past, I say to Gus, I heard those two, that couple back there, talking about the Lord's Alliance.
I think I saw them leave their bag unattended somewhere as well.
That's a 19 for deception.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you very much, sir. We are very interested in that. Thank you.
Quinch walks past you here.
Right. So you get the other side of the gate, and as you get in, you can see that this is, whilst it shares some similarities to Yartar, it's also different in its own way. That all of the roads seem so much bigger. Like where Yartar was obviously a huge city by comparison to the other places you've been, it was still fairly condensed and still felt, like it was somewhat residential and things like this. This, however, you can already tell as soon as you're in it, it's built for merchants. It's a mercantile city. The buildings largely are made of stone, and they're all in good order. Without they don't look fancy and ostentatious, but they look like they're well built.
Put well built.
Put well built, exactly. Well kept and modern. Without being ostentatious, as I say. Roads are much wider in the towns visited previously, and you can see up ahead of you. There's still some daylight left in the day, and you can see up ahead of you, several hundred feet, if not further. You can see a large bridge, and you can hear from this distance. You can hear the rushing of the river underneath it. You can't see too much beyond that bridge. This one here. But you can at least see the top of some some carts, some caravans, some tents, and you can already sort of guess from even from this distance that that's probably the market square of the town. And in fact, as you come in, you see obviously those carts that were outside that were queuing up. You can see some of them headed in that direction, assuming that's where they're going.
Is there people around?
There are, yeah. I mean, it's like I say, it's late afternoon, early evening, so it's not exactly like heaving, but there's definitely people around.
Can I do a perception check to see how we're sort of being received? Are we getting funny looks, or are we just normal fare for what sort of comes through the town?
Yeah, roll me a perception or an insight.
Perception's probably better. 18.
18. So what I'll say is that, generally speaking, what you see in terms of the population tends to be largely human. Few elven folk. And then there's a few halflings and gnomes and dwarves, but generally speaking, the larger population is human and an elven. Nobody seems to be paying you any attention. This is a trading city, and so they're used to people from all over coming here to buy, sell, do whatever they want to do in this town.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you wanting to do at this point? Are you wanting to head straight to Danavar's, or are you wanting to do more to have a look at the merchant side of things?
Yeah, maybe we should.
We should procure a room. No, I was going to say procure the rooms first, so we know we've got somewhere to stay. Perhaps we'll meet some characters who will give us more interactions or anything.
I mean, I'm always keen to do some shopping, but I feel like we're not really wealthy enough to do any worthwhile shopping.
Supplies, we just sold 7 horses. What you on about?
Supplies? No, but I mean, supplies wise, we're fine. I think we've all got the basic necessities and.
What I would say is, and I'm happy to deal with this off air, so to speak, is those of you that tend to use arrows. I don't know if you guys are keeping track of those, but even if you're not, I would suggest that at some point you visit a shop to try and top those up.
I think
so as not to nerf that too much, but we don't have to necessarily role play that because that's just admin in it, unless there's a specific reason you want to go to the shop.
I think I might want to seek out some craft supplies for my project that I'm working on.
I've got. I think I seem to have a lot of leather armor. Did we take? Did we take loads of leather armor off someone?
Yeah, we took it all. Where they're all the little ones are all out in the field naked.
2, 4. So I've got 9 sets of leather armor and a set of studded leather.
I mean, can I wear studded armor? I don't know if I can.
No.
Could I take one of those because I'm rebuilding my bear skin? I need something to reinforce it because it's a bit shit. So I need one of those. Is leatherwork tools a thing?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so I'm gonna need one. I'm gonna need some of those. And if you don't mind me pinching a set of your leather armor.
It's just that it's kind of the armor sort of belongs to everyone, so it'd have to be it'd have to be a decision that we all made.
Can you not give him 1/5 of an armor?
I give him 1/5. I'll take all the suits and chop them all up into fifths.
Like jerky.
Yeah. We'll sort out. You can take a suit. You can take some leather armor. Koshcom.
Perfect.
That will.
Does anyone have leatherworker tools?
No.
Doubt.
No. I'm sure we can get you some though.
Yeah, I can work. Unless you particularly want a shopping trip.
No, that's fine. If you want
for
to
that specifically. Yeah.
I mean, if we're walking through the city, we could always keep an eye open in case the magic place, which I can't remember the name of, pops up out of nowhere.
The Teller's Teller. Seller's Teller.
Teller's Cellar.
Teller's Cellar. That was it.
So just to give you an idea, you've got the residential over here essentially. As you come in to your right, you can already see that's where largely the housing is. There's a few shops dotted around this bit just to the right of where you're stood. To the left, there's some shops, and actually, as you're roll me a perception, Actually, you were inside. Actually, something I want to retcon. As you came through the gate, who would have been last through the gate?
Maybe
Would Dweezil, would he have hung back to do that little bit of shit stirring?
possibly. Yeah.
Okay, can you roll me a perception, please, Dweezil?
19.
19. You don't know where from. You don't know. You can't see anything. But as you pass through the gate, one of your last feelings that you got was that someone was watching you. Don't know where from, whether it's this side of the gate, the other side of the gate, but you just felt that, and not just in terms of the people that were milling around in the crowd around you, but you just got the sense that someone's attention was on you.
And it couldn't have just been the brown eye.
It couldn't have. No, it wasn't the copper gate. So yeah. So the rest of you. So that sorry, that was a slight retcon of what happened as you was coming through. This side of the gate, however. As we're looking at the map, so to the like I say, to the right of you see a few shops dotted around. You see off in the distance some residential stuff. To the left, you can see again some more shops, and you can actually see that these seem to be fairly well organised, and I don't want to say clumped together, but it feels like they're themed in some way. So you'll see 2 or 3 jewelers, for argument's sake. You'll see 2 or 3 weapon shops. You'll see 2. It seems like there's some organisation skills going on in terms of like trying to have, the like you've got the residential quarter, you've got the jewelry street, you've got the all that sort of stuff going on. So this is a city that's very much built for trade. Like I say, in every single way, they're trying to make this a place of people coming to buy and sell. Some of the. Are you going into that bit, or are you going to Danavar's? What are you doing? What's the plan then after that?
I mean, let's say we don't need to role play it, but we do need to shift some shit.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got something I'd like to get rid of, but it's not important.
We won't role play it, but what I'll say is, as you're walking around and you're looking for the necessary places to do the deed, so to speak. As I say, you notice more and more of this themed areas. You can also see that unlike other towns and cities you've been into, there's a lot more advertising as well going on. There's people trying to get you into their shop and trying to make you aware of their store, maybe not being right here, but somewhere else. And you actually see some people sort of stood around with signs. They're spinning these signs. Yeah, exactly. Typical advertising. Some of the lovely stores that you see being advertised are the Sword and Board Hardware Emporium.
Nice.
The one for the page is Literary Merchants.
Ooh.
And
nice.
And Knock on Wood Archery Shop with a PE at the end. You do also see several buildings which look very similar, all dotted around. So you'll see it and then turn around another street and you'll see it again, all claiming to be the teller's cellar.
Oh. Right. Well, we need to go in, don't we? But
if you want to go to the teller's cellar, you can. You don't have to.
I think we should. Can you give me a price on shifting some of this nonsense out, please? I've got 9 sets of leather and a set of studded leather.
9 sets of leather.
Yeah.
So they normally go for 10 gold pieces, but obviously they're not going to buy them at 10 gold pieces. So they'll probably buy the normal leather at, say, 7 gold pieces each.
Yep, that'll do for me. So that's 63.
And then the studded leather. How many of those did you say?
I've got 1 studded leather.
1 studded leather. So that's normally 45. So they'll sell that to you. They'll buy that from you for about 35.
So 98 in total, yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome.
What's the kitty looking like?
98. It's not amazing. We've got the best part of a couple of grand. We've got 1,800 gold.
Right. That's
We've got some other bits and bobs. I've got a little bit of jewellery. I've still got a couple of. I've got 3 gems still kicking around.
I've got a 3-foot-long fang.
That's all right.
You should see a show about that, mate. Jesus.
Shall I sell it? Should we keep it? Should we see if it's worth anything?
Yeah, we'll keep hold of it for now.
Might form an integral part of the chassis of vehicle
When we
we're
cart.
building.
Yeah.
Got half a set of chopsticks, apparently.
So one chopstick.
Who had the other chopstick?
Quinch.
Oh, do I?
We had so do you remember when we were in Bong Rippon's house? We collected 2 ornate sticks of about yay long.
Nice.
And I believe recently it was revealed that they were just chopsticks.
They were just chopsticks. Yeah.
Oh, I missed that. I'll have to update my inventory.
Yeah, you have a chopstick.
Yeah, singular.
Yeah, you shared them out, which was lovely. A lovely moment.
Yeah, and until we found out they were chopsticks.
Okay, so you're going to the cellar, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you approach one of these places, you notice that the sign, which last time you saw it was he'd crossed through cellar and rewritten it in some sloppy handwriting, cellar. This time though, the sign has definitely been updated. It looks much more modern and fresh and ready to go. And there's no more crossings out, and it's now cellar, SELLER. Everything else about the shop looks the same pretty much as it was in Tribor, but just a little bit nicer, just a little bit more modern, just a little bit more just spruced up a little bit. Who's going in first? You all going in?
Can we do it a bit more? I don't remember exactly how it went down last time, but it didn't go down well. We went in threatening him, and wasn't we pretending that Greg was like some VIP
dignitary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You and Quinch went in and were supposed to play the silent treatment. Dweezil was going to come in as the mouthpiece. I can't remember what Dabov's role was.
Like flipper.
Possibly as a bodyguard, yeah. And then Greg was basically some sort of president or something. But you never got that far with it.
Because he just we went in and he's like, all right, mate, Krill, here's your backstory. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't really matter, does it? Who goes in first? Anyone mind if I take the lead on this one?
Go for it.
Yeah, feel free.
I will head on in. Like an old friend. It doesn't even have to knock. Just yeah.
Yeah, it's unlocked. It's always open to the circus. So you walk on in. And again, yeah, it looks pretty much exactly the same as you remember it back in Tribal, maybe just a slightly bit nicer. Yoka is stood exactly how he was last time you saw him. So black hat, multicolored waistcoat, white shirt, red boots, black trousers, the whole lot. And he's just stood there, just sort of, Mr. Tazula, I have been awaiting you. How are you?
Yoka, my old friend, how has it been?
Oh, it's been very good. It's been very good. And how are you? Are the rest of the party joining, or are you just on your own today? I mean, I know the answer to this, but I just thought I'd go through the pleasantries.
Well, they're here.
Okay. Anyone else want to join in this conversation?
Quid sheepishly steps in.
Not flying.
Mr. Felborn, the bringer of omens himself.
Hello.
Hello there. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Excellent, wonderful.
I pull Sebastian in.
Oh, Sebastian, here he is. I don't think he actually was. He was brought into the shop last time, but it's good to see him. Hello there, Mr. Sebastian.
Greg's gonna walk in and with like a bemused kind of look on his face. He's gonna be,
Why did you change the name of the store?
Oh, I never changed. Well, I did change the name of the store, but before I saw you last time, I did explain that it was the cellar. I changed it to the cellar. I had a little bit of difficulty to decide whether it was a cellar or a cellar, but I set it on cellar, and so therefore the sign now says cellar.
I prefer it as a cellar. Can you change it back?
I'll think about it. I'm open to changing it back to cellar. Yes.
Or perhaps change it to teller. Yes. The
teller's
teller's teller. Yes.
Well, perhaps. Since I last saw you, I believe you've been through some sort of moment of discovery, Mr. Wallows.
I have been enlightened, you see, and, well, I don't want to say that I've found a purpose in life, but that's the main point of it, I guess. So, yes, I'll just say that.
Well, Sometimes we have to say the things we don't want to say. And may I add, it suits you wonderfully, sir.
I do feel enlightened.
Anyway, I understand that this is the teller's cellar, or indeed potentially the teller's teller in the future. And this is a business transaction. Shall we get moving?
What you got for us?
Excellent. Would we like to look at the shelves, the requests, or perhaps the free things that I have for you?
Free.
Dapoff just comes sprinting in at the word free.
I do apologise, Dabov. Nothing free for you today, I'm afraid.
Dapoff sprints back out.
Krill carries on. Free.
Oh, he is a sensitive fellow, that Luke.
Oh, wow.
Oh, called out personally.
Fourth wall breaking.
Oh.
Interesting.
Dapoff comes back in and wrecks the shop.
Don't use that name.
If we are discussing free items, would Mr. Felborn and Mr. Dazula please step forward?
Yes. Krill, in his excitement, almost shoves Quinch out of the way to get there first. Just sort of pushes him a little bit and then steps forward. And he's like, "That's me."
Quinch steps forward after regaining his balance.
What a surprise. Mr. Dazula first for the free items. Here you go. And at that, he reaches underneath his counter and he pulls out for you essentially an envelope. And he hands it over, and written on it is just for Krill. And he hands it over to you. And while you're handling that, Quinch, Mr. Felborn, if you wish to partake with one of the free gems, you may have one of these. And as you look at the counter, there is essentially, like you get like a bowl of sweets, like a hotel or something like that. There is essentially a bowl of gems overflowing.
What colours are they?
Oh, they are any colours, sir. You may choose which colour you have. The first one is free on your visit. After that, they cost 150 gold pieces each.
And cheap at that. What colours do I see?
They're all the colours that you would wish to see. You may choose. Mr. Tazula, would you like to have a look inside your envelope?
Yeah, yes, please. Do I need to ask his permission to open the envelope he's just handed me? Or
No.
Can I open it, please?
You may, of course. It is for you. It is addressed to you.
Opens it.
So, yeah, you open it, and it's just a generally sort of fairly small envelope, like an A5 size. As you open it, though, you find inside three. As you open it, you find it inside like folded, essentially like paper. It's not like any paper you've seen before or any parchment you've seen before. These items that you pull out. And he says, "Oh, wonderful. These are wonderful. Those are portable windows."
Oh.
Would you like me to tell you about these portable windows?
Oh, please tell me more. And there's three of them.
There's three of these.
Free portable windows. Please tell me more.
These portable windows, you may unfold and you may place them over any wall, floor, ceiling, whatever you wish. And as long as that is 3 foot or 3 foot thick or thinner, you may see directly through that wall, ceiling, or floor. The inhabitants of the room the other side will not be able to see you. They will not be able to hear you unless they, of course, can hear you by other means. But this is ultimately a free window for you to see within to see past the wall. This is an action to place it. You may, if you wish, take a further action to jump through the window. You will take 1d6 plus 4 slashing damage, but you will get a surprise round on those people the other side of the wall.
So I can jump through a solid object.
In essence, yes, but only 3 times. Once they are broken, or once they are placed, you may not use them again.
Do you have more I could purchase?
I'm afraid not. These are legendary items that will never be replaced.
So it's action to place, action to jump through.
So yeah, you can place. So you can use an action to place it up on a wall. I'm imagining you wouldn't use this during combat, although I guess you could theoretically use it to escape. So it would take an action for you to place it up on the wall, floor, ceiling, wherever. You can then see inside. You can't hear. but you can see through. So you could theoretically see if there were guards or anything.
And the
beside
seeing through is one way.
Seeing through is one way. Yeah, it's not two ways. You can see them; they can't see you. But then from there, you can also jump through it if you wish. That's a separate action. So
and
that would be another action.
If I jump through, does it then become a permanent hole in said solid object? Like, could I jump through and then the rest of the party could follow me through and it remains a hole in the object?
Yeah, okay. Essentially, yeah. I thought that this would be befitting of a man who once jumped through a window and took some glass damage, I believe it was called, or cutting damage.
If you look here, and he tilts his head forward and points, he goes, I've still got the mark from it.
Oh, yes, wonderful mark. Beautiful mark. Very much made you as a character. Mr. Felborn, have you decided on what free gem you would like to be taking today?
So I can see that there's a chartreuse one here. Just before I select that one, I just want to check if that has any difference in power to a normal green gem.
No, these are the same colours as you have been provided details of previously by some voice in the sky.
Oh, I'll have the indigo one in that case.
Feel free to take the indigo one. It is valueless outside of this place, and I will not take any money from it from you for it either. You cannot trade it with me or anyone outside of this establishment. This is purely for your own purposes.
Are you looking at Krill when you say that?
Well, perhaps. Perhaps if he doesn't look at it, he's very obviously not looking at Krill.
Krill having like fascinatedly looking at these objects and then stuffing them in his pocket, paying no attention to what Quinch has got. He sort of just nudges him and goes, "What did you get? I got windows."
I'm trying to think of a witty technology-based pun based on the colour indigo.
Well, the easy answer back would have been,
well, it wasn't Windows XP because you're still a thick fuck.
That was mean. Yeah, go on.
I would never sell it because sorry, I'm answering Yoka. I would never sell it because to sell it would be a mark of disrespect to our friendship.
Wonderful. I consider us friends as well. And as all friends do, should we talk about more further business? Is there anything you wish to buy from me today?
What's on the shelves?
What's on the shelves? Let's play that wonderful game, Mr. Chizula. Right, so I'm going to do this out of character. Not there's much character. So, on the shelves themselves, you see a potion of healing, 100 gold pieces. There's little signs now, just to make it very easy for you to tell the price. Potion of healing, 100 gold pieces. There is a disguise self scroll of 60 gold pieces. There is a gem up there. Now, this is not your ordinary gem. This is a red corundum gem, which is 250 gold pieces. And what you can do with this is you can essentially crush the gem and it releases a fire elemental. There are 3 very shiny bolts / arrows, depending on what people want them to be. There's 6 of those, and they are +3 bolts and arrows, and they are 500 gold pieces for the lot.
You say they're shiny.
Yeah, they're and you need them. There is a wand of War Mage +1, which is 150 gold pieces. There is this ever-shifting shape.
Oh.
And all the sign says is weapon +2. And the sign says 200 gold pieces per side of dice. There is a staff of thunder and lightning, 6,000 gold pieces. And boots of speed, 1,500 gold pieces.
What was before boots of speed, sorry?
Staff of thunder and lightning, 6,000 gold pieces.
So that's too expensive.
Yeah. I should also tell you, Mr. Krill, that I have obtained for you a belt of hill giant strength. However, our previous dealings was that this would cost you 5,500 gold pieces. I appreciate that is probably still a little rich for you, but be rest assured that this is kept on hold for you until such time as you visit the teller's cellar and have the sufficient gold pieces for it.
What? Just in that, what would you offer me for a gauntlet of ogre power?
Last time we were here, we discussed a price of 750 gold pieces.
fine.
Could
Is
you
there anything
could you tell me
anything I can
about
do for you
the wand of warding?
The Wand of War. That was the Wand of War magic. A wonderful little piece. This. Let me just get it for you. While holding this wand, you gain a bonus to spell attack rolls determined by the wand's rarity. So you'd get a +2 to your spell rolls.
And you say that's 150 gold pieces.
Plus one. Sorry, plus 150 gold pieces.
Well, I have 60 gold pieces. Could I possibly have a further 100 and whatever 90 out of the kitty?
I think so. I think I think there's quite a few interesting items. I do think that we'd be silly to spend all our money because there are some cool things here, but perhaps we should be reasonably sensible. I think the wand is certainly an achievable and an affordable object. Potentially, I think it'd be interesting to get those half a dozen arrows. And I also think
they were like 500 gold pieces, weren't they?
Yeah, 500 gold pieces for six plus 3.
6 of them plus 3 arrows. You never know
what's the blob thing?
It's a +2 weapon. So essentially, if we wanted, but it's a +2 amorphous weapon. So if we wanted to get a rapier, which uses a D8, it'd cost us 1,600.
Is that right?
200 gold pieces per side of dice.
Yeah.
Yep. So
So my axe as a D12 would be 2.5 grand.
2.5 grand, yeah, for a +2 axe.
Yorka, I know the way in which it works in that we arrive and the items here have changed. Would you be able to hold on to this amorphous weapon until we return?
I certainly could do that for you, sir. Yes.
Yeah, if you could keep this as part of your permanent stock, I'd really appreciate that.
Will do, sir. Of course, you may find something much more interesting and entertaining on the road.
Potentially, but it's not been great so far.
Well, anybody that hears that is certainly not taking it personally.
Right. Yoka, can we please have... let me just check with the guys. We'll buy Greg this wand. We'll buy these 6 magic arrows to split between Daboff and Quinch. And should we get that potion, that scroll of disguise self, just for banter, for 60 gold pieces?
Yes, I'm envisioning something like the Ministry of Magic when they infiltrated and the polyjuice potion wears off.
That is very interesting that you are referencing something that did not happen in this world, sir.
Is it worth grabbing a healing potion? Like, are we?
I think that's...
They're expensive, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, I've got healing words nowadays as well. So
yeah, I've got 1 potion of healing still. So...
I've got 2 potions of healing just sitting here.
We're probably set.
Yeah,
then,
I've got 1 as well, so we're all good, I think.
Yeah.
Plus, we need to save money. Oh, sorry.
We need to save some of our money in case we find somewhere that sells delicious tiramisu.
Oh, yes. Yes, last time I spoke to you, the tiramisu event had not yet happened. Yeah. Did you enjoy it, Mr. Wallows?
Very much. I mean, if you could get some of that tiramisu in stock, I'd buy it every time.
I will ensure that the tiramisu is in stock for next time you are here.
Also, between my gauntlet and my personal wealth, I still need about 4.5 grand for that belt.
It's almost as if the belt makes you overpowered, sir. And that there has to be a payoff towards this.
No, I'm not arguing the cost. It's just it's good to have something to look forward to.
Okay, right. So just to clarify, then, so you're doing the scroll at 60.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. The bolt. So you can have bolts or arrows.
We'll just take arrows.
Yeah, I don't know what the boys use. I can't remember what they use bolts or arrows. So whatever.
Short bow and long bow.
So that's 560.
Mm-hmm.
And then the wand is another 150, so 710 total.
Didn't Greg say he was putting some?
No, I've got this.
Thank you, Daddy.
Pulls out the company card.
710. We'll just call it 7 then, shall we?
I'm willing to write off 10 gold pieces between friends, sir.
Good lad. All right. Yeah, that's
Can
awesome.
I offer up? Because I'm looking to get rid of some stuff. So
yes.
I can offer some stuff against the price. I've got the religious symbol, the Asmodeus pentagram, assuming everyone's happy with me selling that. I don't think it's plot related.
Did I give you a price for that?
Yeah, 75 gold pieces is its value.
It's not related to fuck up in any way, is it?
No, Asmodeus would be a different god.
Okay, cool.
Well, yeah.
And I've also got the salt and pepper shakers, which are 10 gold pieces, so 85 in total for the stuff I'm looking to get rid of. But I'd like it against what we're buying, if that makes sense. A trade-in.
Yeah, you want to reduce the price.
Yeah, basically.
Is the trade-in price better? Is it a bit like CEXs? So, you get better for spending it in store than you do cash?
It's like when you part exchange a car.
Yeah.
A greasy teenager walks out from the back, wiping his nose, pulling out a load of cables.
Papa Roach
What
is banging
about
on the
what
stereo,
about this
is it?
3-foot fan? And you just hear as he pops it out, and
Doesn't sound like 3 foot.
What have you popped it out of?
The Coppergate.
yeah, and just asks if it's worth much.
Oh, wonderful. Do you know what this is, Mr. Zula? Can anyone hazard a guess at what this might be?
Dragon's tooth.
Ooh, no, but very close.
A goat shearing tool.
A little bit further away. It is... Oh, I believe Dweezil wants to say something.
A giant's tooth.
Oh, close. It's actually a Tarask tooth, a baby Tarask tooth.
And the value?
These are quite valuable. I do not know the value off the top of my head. That's something that I can perhaps get back to you on.
That's fine. We can wait.
Can
Are you sure you don't want to keep such a rare item? I would imagine it'll be quite some time before you...
Yeah, maybe get back to us with a quote next time we see you, just in the interest of...
And then... Wait, I can't do the pop noise. It goes away.
It's too loose now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be the opposite? Wouldn't it be a...
Oh,
Depends which end he's doing first.
Wonderful. Unless there's anything else, I suspect that you will all want to be getting to Danavar's house. Thanks for listening. Make sure you don't miss out on the circus's next crazy antics by hitting subscribe on your podcast app of choice. And in between episodes, you can always find us on social media by searching Dyson Desire on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. We're in our 3rd year now, and if you want to help us grow, you can do so in a number of ways. You can tell a friend, because word of mouth really helps us get our name out there, or you can review us on Apple or Podchaser to help with our visibility. Finally, you can donate to our Ko-fi page to help us take the show to the next level. All links can be found in this episode's description. And never forget, sometimes it is a dog licking a tree, yes?
After the loss of his father, Colin must start over at a new school in a new city and make new friends. None of this comes easy to Colin, but he quickly finds a small group of like-minded role-playing friends that accept him for the slightly awkward teenager that he is. At the weekends as Sebastian, he battles to save Callum's Reach from the dark, malevolent creatures that inhabit the Brood Forest as part of their weekly game. During the week, Colin, prone to overthinking everything, must learn to face his own demons as he battles to fit in at Ridge Valley High School. Can Colin put into practice some of the skills that his character is learning and make the same impact at school as Sebastian is in the Brood Forest? Can his weekly game help Colin in more ways than he realises? The only way to find out is to read the book and see if Colin can become the Warlock at Ridge Valley.